Market open at 9:30 a.m., which is Eastern time, and then of course by 9:40 there were about 12,300 share bought. Of course, that climbed the stock. You can see the DFN went up at that time to 340, and then because you just opened at 337, and then it went all the way up to 340 when they bought a 300 share, and you can see there was a 9,000 share, went to 342, then it came down. There was a massive sell, about 8,000 share, it came to 335. So all day has been very volatile. You can see the big move was this time here you can see there's 1,400 share being sold at 1110, and that stock of course went up 340. There was another massive sell-off of 17,000 share. It crashed the stock, the fund, to 335. And then the day went on like that. There was a buying and sell, but eventually there was a massive sell off than it is buy. You see at the end there, you can see there was a 24,000 share being sold. So there's a massive sell off for this fund. We're talking about Dividend 15 split Corp, and we can see the closing price today is 326. Because again, this is the lowest it's been for many years. If you look at this graph, you can see here, as I've made a video a couple of days ago, I told you there was in January 2009 was about 639. That was the lowest point, $6, and then also the next sell off where the fund went way down, it was about 455. So we can see now it just broke that resistance line. With that price, the dividend right now, because they do pay dividend $1.20, which is about 35.29. That's a huge. So let's say for example you invest $100,000, you will get 35,000. But of course the dividends right now, they are not paying the dividends because the fund NAV is below 15, and based on this rule of this ETF, they don't pay any distribution if the fund NAV is below 15. So if you buy now, of course this is what you're expecting to get once that dividend is been it's been reintroduced. The good thing about these type of split funds, they always pay a 120, so you're always going to get that 10 cents per month per share. So it's not like cover call ETF, of course they always they vary, depends on the profit they make within that year. So the thing is, I'm looking at this because today we can see DFN went all the way at 14 cents, 4.12. So if you look at this and we're going down, we know Dividend 15 split Corp invest in 15 stocks, and of course they write some sort of covered call on those ETF and some leverage. But relatively, these funds usually fall according to those stocks that invest under. So if we go to under the hood, right? If we look at these funds, the stock themselves, there was no any stock that went down by even 4%. They're all pretty mild. There was pretty much a flat or even more actually. If we average all of them, will be more than 1%, right? Because we can see 133, there's 144. And the one that went down, there's nothing even went down more than 1%. So if we average, it will be about 1%. So anyway, if we had to follow the same principle of the fund exposure, it would be up a little bit today, but we know the fund went down massively, about 4%. So what that tells us is that this fund here, there's a massive sell-off from this fund, and that's based on the either fear of the fund being going down and not recovering, or of course maybe they want because investors are buying this for dividends, and then because they don't pay dividends, some people, they think their money is just going to be there, and while they don't receive dividends, so they would sell so they can buy something else that pay current yield. That's one of the main reasons why the fund has been sold. So if I were you today, what would I do? Would I buy this? Before we go on, actually, I want to show you the NAV. Before you buy, you have to see the NAV, net asset value, of this fund right now we have. And again, by the way, if it's your first time, just make sure you subscribe, and please like if this content help you in any way, because that helps us grow the channel, and also this video to be viewed by many more people. So if we look at the NAV, this website is very clunky and it's really ugly. It's bad because they never really update their website. We got October 13, 2023. NAV pre-distribution right now is 14.21. So if we go with this NAV, that means the fund right now, because it's only 3.26, so it's on discount, but we cannot go with this one because that was only like more than 2 weeks ago, October 13th. So they really need to be updating the NAV, because this NAV usually on other funds update based on the stock trading, right? So, and most other websites, they usually update even at least a couple days. Or other funds like ETF, for example, they update on a daily. As market closes, you can go on their website, you can see exact NAV. But this one is been, so I won't go with this NAV as a metric to look at valuation. So I can't tell the valuation right now. So just make sure if you stay in the loop, I will let you know whenever they update this NAV, and that NAV will determine how much the stock worth right now. Okay, and the stock, of course, they invest in these 15 stocks. We can see they're pretty solid stocks, but also they do manage these stocks actively sometimes. So meaning they do change them sometimes. They don't usually stay the same, but pretty much kind of similar industry and more solid companies. But the last time they updated was September 29, 2023. Because you're one investor and you want to know the value of this fund right now, I would say I would wait till we know what's the NAV for this one, what's the value we're buying for. But if you want to put some little money for at 326, I won't see any problem with that. So that's all for today. I just want to make sure I'm keeping you in the loop for this DFN Dividend 15 split Corp, and why the stock crashed today and what you should do going forward. Again, if you get a value from this video, just make sure you give me a like, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Till we meet again on the next video. Bye bye.